All right, guys, thanks for getting on. I guess it's Thursday, end of month. So I wanted to talk about a couple things in regard to closing the month strong, giving you guys some just like really simple action items that you guys can screenshot. I'll share my screen at the end of this and kind of go through some verbiage and some game plans for what you can do today and today, tomorrow, and on Halloween, which is going to be a difficult close to the month. But we've had rank ups on Halloween many, many times. So all is not lost. It's just a little bit more difficult, right? So first, I wanted to talk about the network marketing roller coaster. So I was talking to an industry leader. Yay, Casey just got gold back. That's so exciting. Congratulations. So I was talking to an industry leader the other day, and like an expert, like within the industry, not within Plexus. And I was given the stat that industry-wide, most people quit, 80% of people quit network marketing. Hold on, let me admit. That 80% of people quit network marketing in the first 8 months. That's an enormous, enormous stat. And so I kind of sat and thought about that for a little while and was like, why, what drives that? What is that? Why would people join, quit, at such a massive scale? That's not a small number at all. In fact, that's something that we definitely as industry leaders would need to take a look at and try and mitigate. And that's what this person was trying to do with this book series that they're working on. But if you think about it, I think a lot of people come into this business thinking it's easy, that it's going to be kind of like a lottery system and what have you. And the first time that they are told no, or the first opposition or series of oppositions that they go through, they end up falling back, taking a step back, not doing this any longer, having it be the thing that makes them quit. And I want to kind of explain to you the network marketing emotional roller coaster, and whether you guys have been here for 6 years or 2 days, this is definitely something that affects every single one of us. So what I mean by the network marketing roller coaster and getting off of that roller coaster and saying no to the ride entirely is that it's an emotional roller coaster, right? So you join, or you make a post or what have you, and somebody comments on it and it's like, oh, I want more information. I want to purchase. And you get your first customer and you're super, super excited. And you are on this like high, right? And then you sign an ambassador and you keep going up and it's exciting. And this is all new and blah, blah, blah. And then you have a family member that gives you static and, it says something about how I can't believe you're doing this, and or a customer quits, and you go down that roller coaster and hit the rock bottom again, and you're like, oh, and you forget all the good stuff that happened before because you're on this downward part. And then you get an email that one of your customers is like, hey, is this supposed to happen, as they start to go through die off, and you're like, oh my gosh, the world is ending, this is so horrible, I hate this business, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day somebody messages you and you're like, I think I want to sign up as an ambassador, and you're all the way back at the top again, right? So you just like ride this roller coaster and you're there in the moment every single time, instead of taking a step back and looking at this from a purpose perspective and staying grounded in your purpose and grounded in your end goal and what this is all about for you, not what is currently happening in this moment, but the broader scale vision. And we always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And there's going to be times where you slow down. There's going to be times where, where a customer is having issues and all that kind of stuff. But the more that you just say, I am not buying into this roller coaster, I am not doing this, I'm not riding it, I'm not allowing my emotions to take over. Instead, I'm remaining grounded in my purpose. And what Lauren Shepard talked about this earlier in the week on one of the Power 30s. And your purpose is basically it's not necessarily going to be your why, right? Like, okay, I need to make $10,000 because I have this credit card bill that I need to pay off or something like that, right? Your purpose is a lot bigger than that. For me, what I said to her is that my purpose is empowering women at this point. It didn't start out that way, and it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. But my goal is empowering women to be able to, or my purpose, sorry, is empowering women to be able to be their best selves and to show themselves growth and to be able to do bigger things than they think that they're, than they think is possible, and just basically female empowerment, right? So that is my purpose. And if I take a step back and say, well, when a customer quits or an ambassador quits, or heaven forbid a jewel leader leaves the team or something along those lines, that would be absolutely horrible. If I allow that to derail me from my actual purpose, how many people am I actually letting down over the course of time, as opposed to being selfish and pulling back and stopping right then, right? To save myself from any future hurt. But what am I really doing is saving myself from future wins too. And so just getting off of that, network marketing, emotional roller coaster, and standing in your purpose. And so I know a lot of people are probably thinking, well, I don't really have a defined purpose in this. And that's okay. What I want you guys to think about after we get off this call is legacy. To me, purpose is legacy. So what would you want people to talk about at your funeral in terms of this business, right? Obviously, they're probably not going to be talking at your funeral about Plexus, but what legacy are you leaving? What stays behind when you're gone? For me, that's all the people that I empower and help, and to kind of add coins into their piggy bank, like to make them a better person, right? So all of that is truly what I would want people to remember me for, not because I sold 1,000 PV every single month that I was in Plexus, right? Like, that's a great thing, but it goes way, way, way beyond that. So thinking in terms of purpose and just figuring out, what is that driving force? Like, what is your purpose with this? Is it going to be to elevate you? I know so many people use this as a from a Christian perspective, almost like a missionary, and they use the gospel through their Plexus business to reach more people. So that could be, yours, or it's so different for each and every person, and it might not even be with Plexus. It may be the income that you generate through Plexus, and then you do something with that, and that is your purpose. That is your calling. So I wanted to kind of open with that, because I know that we're about to go through a season. We are going through a season that's difficult from a political standpoint, but then just the normal holidays, right? Everybody kind of gets distracted through the holidays, and our points and our ranks and our numbers and our key measures in the back office might not align, and we might not align with our goals and what we would hope for. And it might be a situation where you're tempted to hop on that roller coaster and ride that roller coaster and get really, really down, instead of opening your eyes to the bigger picture, the bigger purpose, and working through it, and not allowing yourself to get pulled into that, self-defeating place, and, using the key measures as a means to tell yourself that you're not worthy, or you're not able to be doing this, and there's nothing ever going to happen good from this, and I am not meant to be diamond, or whatever things that you and me and everybody else can tell ourselves. I feel like we're our own worst enemy in this. You would never say those words. I would never say those words to Casey, like, oh, sorry, you're right there, you're first on my screen. I would never say those words to her, right? But you say them internally in your own head. And we've got to be kinder to ourselves, and we've got to get off that roller coaster, and, like I said, walk in that purpose. So I just wanted to kind of open with that, because I know that this season sucks. I'm feeling it too. And you guys, I feel like all of America, and maybe possibly the world, is just feeling kind of, not themselves right now. And this is a great outlet to pour into, and to distract, and to find purpose in, and to bring your best self into, and to not let the fact that maybe your numbers, or your key measures, or your leaders retreat credits, or whatever else there is, don't reflect where you think you should be. And I'll use myself as an example. I'm not going to earn the shopping spree this year. And this is going to be the first time that I have not earned the shopping spree. And I've had those moments of like, oh my gosh, just, and at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? I am proud of what we have created. I am proud that I have team members that are about to earn the shopping spree and team members that are soaring above me. That's the point of this business. The point of this business is to rise up leaders that are going to outperform you, because at the end of the day, who wins when that happens? We all do, right? So my goal is for every single person on this team to actually be better than me. That is the goal. I'm sorry, the sunshine is like coming in like crazy all of a sudden. So I wanted to start out with that. I'm going to talk to you guys about just 7 different steps. Good grief. 7 different steps for you guys to kind of close the month strong. A lot of this is going to be repetitive and that you have heard before, but it's so important. And hopefully you guys can take some screenshots of the screen that I'm about to share. And just kind of work through, hold on, there we go. Just kind of work through this as you go here through the end of the month, because we do have, like I said, hold on, it's taking its sweet time right now. Like I said, through the end of the month, being able to just kind of focus on these things every single day. This is going to be the stuff that's going to get you forward in your business. And that's going to give you just kind of like, I love when I have a list of action items so that when I sit down to work, I'm not lost and not thinking, okay, I don't know what to do right now. So we always talk about this, but retention is key, and especially those people that have already given up on themselves. We know that our products take at least 90 days to work and to start to see. You guys, let me shut this blinds really quick. This is driving me nuts. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully you guys can see me better. So this is kind of that retention is super, super key. It takes 90 days at least for our people to find success. And when they give up on themselves too early, there's either a lack of understanding of die off or detox, or lack of understanding of realistic expectations within this process. So it is so good. If you see somebody turn off in your back office, you see a ambassador that one of your team members added at the beginning of August, like not even 90 days ago, these are people that need a check-in, because they can get restarted on the results. They can have some expectations reset. Talk to them about taking it through the holidays. A lot of things that we always hear through the holidays is people saying that they're going to get started after the holidays. And that's just plain silly, right? We all know that this is going to give them energy through the holidays. It's going to help them in cold and flu season right now. It's going to, their gut health. There was a study that I posted yesterday in the team page that talks about how having proper gut health helps to fend off respiratory issues, talking about this pandemic. I mean, all of this is so preventative, so key. But then just from a superficial standpoint, getting them on Joyome through the holidays, getting them on collagen through the holidays, giving them some quick meal replacements and active energy, all of those types of things, and helping them with their block, their balance, their cravings through the holidays. There are so many different ways you can go with it, and just having those conversations is going to be the first step, and getting them to restart their results. So following up, talking to them about messaging them and saying, hey, can we have a results restart conversation with you really quick, just 10 minutes. I want to talk to you a little bit about your products and why you may have stepped back. You can do it through Messenger, you can do it on the phone, either way, but those are critically important to have those conversations, because if you don't reach out, it's a sure sign to them that they don't think that you care, right? The other opportunity within your virtual office, and this is if you have a team, go through and sort your reports. The rank up report is really great. Anybody that has moved from ambassador to senior ambassador this month, that means they have recruited somebody and they are one person away from at least one person. They've recruited at least one person this month, excuse me, and they have the opportunity to hit silver. Sorting your reports by points, you can do that. Click the points button twice in your virtual office and it'll sort by points, and 50 points is senior silver, right? Maggie, no, sorry. who is close to fast start, hitting up that report as well, looking at your new ambassadors that have joined in those last couple months and sorting by join date and looking at where they are, all of that, and then getting in conversation and helping them get their people, that's going to get them those ranks and those points and all of that before the end of the month here in the next couple days. Anybody who is under 100 PV right now, you can sort your reports to find this, obviously, by sorting just by PV, handle those credit card issues, send lists to your sponsors. You guys, here's some verbiage I put up on the screen that you guys can screenshot and use that is tried and true verbiage for me. I use it all the time. But I really, and I'm going to talk about investing in your business at the end of this, because I think it's a really important conversation that I've been wanting to have with the team for quite some time, is not to be afraid to offer a personal incentive. Don't wait for your uplines to offer incentives to get these people ordering. It doesn't have to be an incentive in the VO. If you have PayPal or Venmo or something along those lines, you can use that as well. But if somebody's credit card hasn't gone through, reach out to them and use this verbiage and say, let me help you get it processed. And then you can offer a $10 incentive just for their trouble of having their order not processed through, that sort of thing. And anybody under 100 PV also has an opportunity to have that results restart conversation, get them introduced to a couple new products, Joyome, Block, what have you. Using our special as a deadline. I talked about this in the live yesterday, but this is enormous. The 10% off coupon that we have going on, and I didn't put it on the screen because it's not necessarily, Maggie, stop. It's not necessarily something that is, sorry, y'all, I'm about to kill my dog. She's jumping up on the glass window wanting to get in. So Amy Welch has seen this firsthand when she's been sitting here doing a live with me. She's like, what is happening in your house? It's crazy. But I posted in the Rank Makers chat thread yesterday that, let's see, do we have a chat? Okay. The Rank Makers chat thread yesterday that, Nikki had sent some voicemails that said that those challenge boxes that we have, the Joyome challenge box and the weight loss challenge box with the MetaBurn and everything like that, those $20 coupon codes have just been unlocked again. And this is not common knowledge, so I didn't want to put it on the screen for screenshots. But you guys can use those unlimited times right now. So I think they added, maybe it's not unlimited, I think they added 5 more to each one. So those are $20 off. So you guys can use those in place of the SAM 2020 coupon code for $99 welcome packs. So that's going to give them even more off. Plus, if you're in my 1 through 6, you've got the $10 rebate that I'm doing, and then the $9.95 sign up. So basically what that does for these new ambassadors and for you is, with our specials that we have going on internally, the Each One Reach One campaign, my gosh, you guys, they're going to end up getting their triplex or their welcome pack for $38. $28 if they use the challenge pack coupon code. That is insanely cheap if they just refer one person. So not being afraid to have those referral conversations at sign up. So if you guys want to screenshot this verbiage, I'll also put all of this in Rank Makers when we get done as well. But you guys, this is a huge opportunity for each of your new ambassadors that you've signed to sign another person. But beyond that, just your team members too. If they can think of one person for a referral this month, that's going to be enormous for them as well. So I'm just going to check okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anybody that I needed to let in the waiting room. So definitely screenshot this and I'll get it up into the chat threads as well. And then Leaders Retreat credits. This is huge. Obviously, it's go time. If you are close to another prize, you have an ambassador close to another prize, have those conversations, make the goal. I put 2 days left because really it is, with the Halloween happening, it's going to be a difficult last day of the month. But new silvers, of course, PV customers, new ambassadors, make a plan, recognize, okay, this is how many credits that I can get left. This is what I'm going to do about it. This is going to be the incentive that I offer. This is going to be the event that I throw last minute. These are going to be the people that I reach out to. These are going to be the ambassadors on my team that I'm helping. Make that plan. And then the October incentives, from an internal perspective, you guys can sort your new ambassador reports and look and see who has signed one person, who has signed two people, three, who's close to six, all of that, and help them get their next person. Get in a chat thread with them, and accountability, share ideas, talk about verbiage and different ways that they can go about it, posts they can make, give them a shout out post that says, oh my gosh, you're one person away from a huge, enormous goal. Those work so well. So don't be afraid to do that on your social media as well. But definitely game plan with them. So one of the last things, let me check the time. Okay, I'm coming to the end of my time, but one of the last things I want to talk about is investing in your business. I've had a lot of people say, well, there aren't any incentives being run right now, or my upline isn't doing a steal the deal this month, or, something like that. And I'm always like, well, why don't you invest in your business? I think it's such a wise idea, because if you're not willing to invest in your business, why would anybody else? Why would your upline do that if you're not even willing to invest in your business? Every single business everywhere takes an investment from a time perspective, but also a wise reinvestment into your business from a monetary perspective. And a good plan of action is just hold yourself accountable to setting aside 10%, 20%, whatever that looks like for you from a check perspective in Plexus, not take it all as profits, but to reinvest some of that earnings back into your business, whether that's training, whether it's running incentives, whether it's helping with retention, loving on your team, doing retreats, personal development, books, whatever it is, right? Or, paying for, some sort of course that you need to take. Whatever that is, reinvesting in your business is going to duplicate that money. And I'm not going to say it's going to duplicate it tenfold or whatever, but I have always been doing this the entire time, even from the moment one that I started Plexus. I always looked at it as, okay, I just made $75. I'm going to use $20 of that to do this, or, whatever, buy thank you notes and start sending them out to my customers, whatever that looks like. Reinvesting some of that in a consistent manner back into your business and knowing that's always going to be happening is enormous. And I'm not talking buying your products or anything like that. That's a given. That's actually your own customer, right? But beyond that, investing in your actual physical business from an incentives perspective, not being afraid to put yourself on the line, put your own money back into your business for your team is going to be huge. And you're going to see that increase in your points and your rank. And you're going to feel when we have these incentives that go out, the $10 back or what have you, it shouldn't rest on your upline to do that and to know when you in your own personal business need to run an incentive for your team or need to do something for your team. So I just want to encourage you guys that a great way of doing that is just giving every single month, having a budget for yourself that is fixed, that is set, whether it's a percentage or whether it's a certain amount that you're willing to spend every single month. And it should never, ever be more than you are making. Okay. I did do that in the beginning when I was going first for not more than I was making, but more than like my weekly checks and that kind of thing would be. There was a little bit higher disparity just because I knew I was getting my business off the ground. And I had vision for the long term. So I was spending a little bit more on each person than I normally would of my personal signups, but it paid back tenfold. So just kind of taking an assessment of that and recognizing the fact that this is a business. We need to treat it like a business and we need to invest in ourselves. Brooke Hemingway talks a lot about that, that she will not invest in anybody on her team that isn't willing to match dollar for dollar. Like if they're going for a rank up, she's like, all right, I have a $200 amount that I'm willing to help you with your rank up, but you're going to have to bring $200 to the table too, because I'm not just going to do this for you. I want you invested in this rank up as well. And that is a huge way of doing it. And I've always thought that was super brilliant, super wise. Let's see, I'm going to stop the share on here and check the chat. Christine, you've got to get out of the scarcity mindset, my love. I love you, but do not look at it like that. They're aware they got a sale. Of course, anytime you go to like Foley's or, I don't know, is Foley still around? Dillard's or something like that, and you purchase something on sale and you love it and you want to go buy another, and it's not on sale anymore, you're going to be aware that it was on sale the first time you purchased it, right? So it is a sale. They know it's a sale, and it's something that they should be excited about and take advantage. They got a good deal, but build the value in the products and what they're going to get over the long term and what the potential they have to get back on it too. How do you put a certain amount in your wallet? Okay, so you stop the auto deposit on your Hyper wallet, and I manually do it every single month. So I hold back $1,000 every single month, from my check, because I know if I'm going to run a big incentive or something like that, I don't use it all every single month, but it's there. And so $1,000 every single check, every single time is left. And then I deposit the rest of this stuff manually into my normal bank account. Can incentives be used on subs? No, they cannot. They are manual orders only. And so usually when these types of things come out, it's either with new signups or, like a welcome pack incentive kind of thing. You can rebate them via PayPal if you want them to turn their sub on or something along those lines. So you can get creative with that and not just use the Hyper wallet incentives, but instead just send them, cash via Venmo or what have you, as well. But super, super wise to do. I have had so many conversations just individually where, they don't end up ordering for whatever reason, credit card issue. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for your inconvenience. If you get the order in today, I'll give you $10, or I'll send you a coupon code for a manual order for $10, whatever. And it makes them feel good. They're like, oh yes, she is paying attention. She saw that my order was not going to go through in the virtual office. Or had a credit card issue or anything. And if they come back and say, hey, I actually don't want my order this month, then we have that conversation. And those conversations are brilliant, because I want to know why somebody is not ordering. I want to know if there's something that I have not set the expectations right on, or if they're having issues on the products, give me an opportunity to troubleshoot, gives me an opportunity to talk back through their results and figure out if we got them on the wrong products to begin with, for what they truly wanted out of these products. And I always ask them, what results would make this amount of spend worth your while with Plexus? Like, what would you hope to get out of this, and what's your end goal? And tell me what your time frame is on that. Because sometimes if they're like, well, 3 weeks, and you're like, well, let's talk about that. You're going to get those results. How would you feel if you could get those results for the rest of your life, but it maybe took 90 days instead of 3 weeks to get there? How would you feel about that? And usually speaking, they're like, you know what, that's a good point. Like, I didn't get here overnight. And then sometimes they're like, I just can't afford it. So but those conversations have to be had. Otherwise, right now you're at a point where they're not taking the products. If you don't have the conversation, that's 100% going to be the outcome of this. So if you actually have the conversation and the same thing happens, they at least know you care. But if you have the conversation and they place the order and then they become a diamond ambassador on your team because they finally got the results that they were after, like Wendy Larson that I posted in Team Taylor the other day, she was quitting, and her upline pulled her back from the edge, and she went on to become one of the most prolific diamonds in our company. So you just never know what's going to end up happening with that. So it is 10 a.m. I'm going to stop the recording and let you guys go, but I will stay on here if anybody has